Hey y'all, welcome back to Twin Oaks Family Farm in rural Southeast Ohio, USA. Thanks for joining me on our YouTube channel, Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. I'm Melissa and we're going out to check on the egg production hens here at our little home place. We also have a small commercial poultry operation that really focuses on and specializes in raising Cornish rock cross meat chickens for the production of homegrown top quality poultry. But we also have a very small egg production flock, so we're going to take a look at them. It's getting to be dusk, getting to be end of day. They've been able to be out free ranging all day long, and so one of the greatest things that I like the most about chickens is their homing instinct. I think it's wonderful that at the end of the day they just go home. They go back to their chicken coop. So we're actually going to go over, we'll get to see, they're coming over to us actually. So we'll get to see the egg production flock and we'll go into the hen house, and the lighting's not great in there, but we'll take a look through. So we'll be getting some things kind of ready for winter. We don't have to adjust too much, but we had a great suggestion from a viewer, I believe that was Bill, said would be interested in watching how we manage our flock through the winter. So we're going to go ahead and give that material and that content a try, give that a shot, and it's December 6th, 2023 now. So we celebrate this as St. Nicholas Day. So happy St. Nick Day, and to all those who are young at heart, and to those who have a background to celebrate saints, and we enjoy that with our sons still, even though they're growing up. But with it being this close to winter actually coming on, we do kind of assess, are there things we need to do to get ready for winter? But so far we're having a pretty mild fall. So let's go ahead and take a look at the hens, and we'll go into the hen house and kind of just assess how things are going. So they've actually come over to join us. So this is some of them. We're right here in front of our home. Actually, their hen house is kind of just catty corner from our porch. So when they're allowed to be free ranging, allowed to be loose, they more or less end up in the front yard. I like for them to go into, we have a garden area, and so this time of year when the garden is fallow and there's nothing in it, we love for them to go into that garden area. It's lovely to have your chickens, dig through and peck through your garden area if you're able to when it's off season, because they really sort of loosen up the soil and aerate it, and of course they put their manure on it, and that's wonderful fertilizer. There's our Americana, Miss Puffy Cheeks. She's probably about 3 years old, I think. This flock is about 34 chickens, and so in the fall and in the winter, and any time that you can have a lot of rain or kind of a damp season, a lot of moisture on the ground, one of the things that we keep an eye on is the chickens' feet and toes. So as we're, even now as I'm walking around looking at them, I'm just visually assessing, the condition of their feet and toes. If it's very moist, that can irritate the skin on the feet and toes. Also, if you have a real muddy area, which we get a muddy area here in front of their pen, and we get a muddy area in their run. So their chicken coop, like their hen house, is there, but we have an attached chicken run. And when you have chickens in one spot, if you don't rotate them off of it quickly, they of course tear up all the vegetation on top. And so that's why it is kind of undesirable to have chickens in one spot and not rotate them off of it, because they tear up all that vegetation that's on top, and that contributes to erosion, so and runoff and water going places maybe we don't want it to, and carrying things with it that maybe we don't want it to. So it is wonderful to be able to rotate your chickens, but like if you end up with a muddy area like that in a wet season of the year, another thing we got to watch with their feet is the mud can actually ball up on their toes, and it can freeze or harden there depending on what the weather conditions are doing. This is a beautiful lavender Orpington. I believe that one's about 4 years old. She still lays eggs reliably and regularly for us, that one there, and this is an Isa Brown beside her. And so here's this fallow garden area. Of course, it's not in use now, and we've dumped like some of the fall planters into that fallow garden area so it can be, you know, dug in or tilled in if we want to do that, or it can just break down on top. But there's one of the, we believe these are leghorns. We have two of those. They lay gorgeous white eggs. And did y'all know you can get a clue or a hint, an indicator to the color eggs a chicken will lay by the color of its earlobes? So that one's going to go away from us. But see the beautiful, maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Those white chickens have beautiful white earlobes, and they lay white eggs. This chicken here that's just turning away from us has a light colored, like a pale earlobe right behind, more or less right behind its eye. That chicken lays a greenish colored egg. And so then the chickens that have like the red earlobe, that one turned away from me just as I, like this one. So the red earlobes, they lay brown eggs. So that's kind of a neat thing about that. So let's go on in. So they, as I said, they've been out. Actually, we don't always let them free range every day, but we try to let them out regularly. Sometimes they get some marks against them on that because they like to go to the porch, and I don't like them manuring on the porch. So they can sometimes get marks against them on that. But they have been out all day, and they've done well. They've stayed in the yard. They've stayed in the fallow garden there. So so that's a good thing. So we can go in here and take a quick look in their pen. So a couple of the things we do need to do in here, we want to put more fresh bedding down on their floor. There's not, it's a dusty consistency, and some of it is getting down to the very compacted flooring, dirt flooring. So we want to add a little layer of bedding material onto that. They have feed. We'll be adding more in the morning. We've added water. We've actually just changed the light bulb out yesterday, and it is a heat lamp. It's raised up high. It's not necessarily in here for heat, but a red light like that will deter some of the smaller predators like weasels and minks, so we have heard. So we keep it in here year round, round the clock. And also having light on them round the clock does help encourage them to continue to produce eggs. We get about 30 eggs a day out of this group. Some of them did molt this fall, and production was down to about 24 eggs a day. So it's back up to about 30 eggs a day. So they're doing really great. We're also going to clean the windows to let sunlight in. So thanks for joining us, y'all.